Welcome, Erasmus students. If you're watching this, you're gearing up for the absolute capstone of your international module. Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're totally decoding Professor Dr. Gustavo Succhi's Exercise 9. Our mission? To give you the exact roadmap and theoretical marketing frameworks you need to design a phenomenal, top-scoring presentation. Okay, let's dive into this structured rubric we'll be covering today. We'll start with an assignment overview, followed by a clear step-by-step roadmap. Then, we'll outline the required presentation content, dig into applying services marketing theory, and wrap up with our final recommendations. All right, Section 1, the assignment overview. A true professional agency simulation. I want you to completely shift your mindset right now. This isn't just another standard academic presentation, okay? You and your group are acting as a legitimate international tourism agency. And the really brilliant twist here? You're promoting your very own home country to the world, crafting a highly persuasive tourism package specifically for international travelers. So why are we actually doing this? Well, Professor Succhi designed this to develop some seriously heavy-hitting professional competencies. You aren't just showing pretty pictures. You need to bridge the gap between tourism promotion and services marketing concepts. You're going to prove you can analyze how consumers behave, design strategies that create unforgettable experiences, and seamlessly integrate complex marketing models like STP and the 7 Ps into a real-world scenario. Moving right along to Section 2, our step-by-step roadmap for organizing your approach. Let's move to and see how this builds into a straightforward 4-step process. First, select your country of origin. Second, adopt the professional persona of that national tourism agency. Third, build out the tangible tourism package, the sites, the food, the logistics. And fourth, the academic anchor, integrating services marketing theory to actually back up all your choices. This workflow will keep you perfectly on track. Okay, Section 3, the required presentation content and mandatory deliverables. Professor Succhi requires some very specific things here. First up is transport and accessibility. Before anyone can enjoy your beautiful country, how do they actually get there? And how do they get around? You must explicitly explain the logistics. What international airports or maritime ports will they use? Once they arrive, how do they move? Make sure you mention domestic rail networks, bus systems, and absolutely do not forget modern mobility apps like Uber, Bolt, or your local metro. You've got to make the journey sound seamless. Next, we arrive at the destinations themselves. And listen, this numerical requirement is absolute law for this assignment. You must present exactly 3 to 5 major tourist destinations within your country. No more, no less. You really want to focus on quality and depth over just sheer quantity. When you're presenting these 3 to 5 spots, you've got to categorize them and show the actual activities. Are you promoting ecotourism with incredible hiking trails? Urban culture with city tours? Maybe adventure tourism with deep-sea diving? For every single destination, include clear maps, high-quality images, and a compelling emotional explanation of the unique experiences offered. You literally have to give your audience a reason to feel they need to be there. So they've spent the day exploring, right? Where are they going to sleep? You need to present a diverse array of accommodation options located right near those specific attractions you just pitched. Give them a range. Show off the luxury resorts, for sure, but also include Airbnbs, trendy eco-lodges, glamping spots, or traditional rural guest houses. Show how the accommodation itself actually enhances the tourist's overall service experience. And of course, we cannot forget the food. Gastronomy is a massive driver of tourism. You need to showcase your country's traditional dishes and local beverages. But go a step further than just listing menus. Talk about the street food, the vibrant local markets, and immersive cultural food experiences. Explain the deep cultural significance behind exactly what these tourists will be eating. To tie all these tangible elements together, there is a super strict visual requirement. Your presentation absolutely must include a general map of the country, localized route maps, and a minimum of 10 carefully selected photographs. Now, you can totally include short, impactful video clips of landscapes or local culture if you want, but those 10 photos, that's your absolute baseline. So, you've got this beautiful pitch with amazing food, cool hotels, and stunning beaches. But here is the million-dollar question. How do we actually connect all these tangible tourism elements to the abstract services marketing theories you've been learning? This is the major pivot point of your entire assignment. Which brings us to Section 4, Applying Marketing Theory. The academic core. Listen closely, because this is literally the most critical part of your grading rubric. This is where you prove what you know. You must explicitly apply the theories. Start with service consumers' behavior. Break down the tourists' decision-making process. What are their actual motivations for choosing your country? What external factors influence them? You even need to address the perceived risks of traveling to a totally new place and explain how your agency manages their expectations of service quality. Now, what's really interesting about this comparison is seeing the difference between a basic, passing grade and a top-tier grade. A basic presentation just says, hey, here's a nice photo of a beach. But a high-scoring presentation? It uses academic language. It explains how that specific beach delivers experiential marketing and drives value creation for the consumer. You always have to explain the why and the how behind the what. Next, you've got to apply strategic marketing, specifically the STP model. Who exactly are your target tourists? Segment your market. Are you going after luxury honeymooners, budget backpackers, or eco-conscious families? Then explain your targeting. Why prioritize that specific segment over others? Finally, clearly define your positioning and value proposition. How do you want your home country to be uniquely perceived in the minds of these international travelers? So the crucial point is tying the whole shebang together with the 7 Ps marketing mix. Do not just list these 7 words, apply them. The product is your unique tourism package. Price is the perceived value of that trip. Place is how accessible it is. Promotion is your persuasive messaging. People refers to the actual local guides and hospitality stuff. Process is how easy it is to book and navigate the trip. And physical evidence, that's the beautiful photography, the clean hotel lobbies, and the tangible branding of your destination. Finally, Section 5, our final recommendations and checklist for success. We are in the home stretch now. To secure those top marks, keep these best practices in mind. First, always explicitly connect theory to practice. Seriously, don't leave Professor Suki guessing. Second, lean into storytelling. Take your audience on a real journey through your country. Third, highlight your competitive advantages. What makes your home country better than all the rest? And finally, deliver the whole thing with the professional polish of a real-world tourism agency pitching a massive, high-stakes campaign. This is just a fantastic opportunity to share your culture with your peers, all while proving your absolute mastery of services marketing. So review your maps, check that you have those 10 photos, and align your 7 Ps. Ultimately, this assignment asks a pretty profound question. When given the chance to control the narrative of your homeland, how will you use marketing to completely captivate the world? Good luck, everyone.